Sorry, this has happened quite suddenly. 5 minutes ahead of schedule. Hi, this is the live show. Just going on here. Alexa, play Christmas Peaceful Piano.
Christmas Peaceful Piano from Spotify.
Right, I've turned that off. Alexa, volume down. There we go. People won't be here until 7 because. Oh, one person. Oh, no, that's me. One person's here. There we go. Hello, Emily. Welcome, welcome. I've actually got to go and get myself. I've come on much earlier than I anticipated. This all sort of happened quite quickly. So hello. Oh, there's loads of people here saying hello, but it's only. Oh, they're saying there's 27 of us now. 27,000, as I like to say. Right. This has happened really quickly. I actually planned that. I thought this would.
Did you push
go,
the wrong button?
I pressed go live, and there's no point in not going live. So I've just got to go and get my drink. And then I'll be back, all 27 of you. Yes, I'm really looking forward to this as well. But let me go. Oh, the glass it is in the fridge, chilling, and there's a can. Yeah, and it's got a slice of lemon in it already.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so we are 5 minutes early. I didn't realise I pressed the go live button, and I thought, well, I'm not going to not press the go live. I'm not going to change it. So here we are. It happened all very instantly. So thank you so much for joining. We will not start officially until 7 o'clock because that's what time I told everybody. There's 48 of you so far, which is lovely considering it's not even 7 o'clock yet. But yes, thank you for spending your Friday night with me. I'm just going to get this as close to me as I can without it being on my lap because I'm going to be crafting this evening, which I'm very excited about. It is cold, guys. It is cold. I've had the heating on twice today. We had it on so that we could actually get out of bed this morning, and then we had it on for a little bit this afternoon because we were just so cold. David's got an earache. He's been to the doctors. He doesn't think it's an ear infection. They've given him an antibacterial spray to get in there. So he's not feeling his usual cheerful self. So he is here. He's going to be sitting on his little cosy chair. Christmas peas. And he'll be sort of chipping in as we go. And yeah, when it gets to when everyone's arrived, I'm wondering whether or not to put this on straight away. No, I might just, so this is a sort of slanket hoodie, oodie type thing.
Wow.
Is it nice or does it taste?
That is exactly like...
So I treated myself last weekend. We had friends round last weekend.
Oh, no, I don't like that.
Oh, don't you? We had friends round last weekend. And, oh my God, it really smells of booze.
You taste it.
And I bought myself 4 cans of alcohol-free spiced rum
like
and cola. And I didn't have any of them last week. This is a sort of cheers to 17,000 subscribers. Cheers to you all.
Cheers to you.
God. I mean, I haven't had booze in... Actually, weirdly, my last alcoholic drink that I ever had was at my friends Kate and Alex, who were over last weekend. It was at their wedding, and it was a spiced rum and coke. So this was my last alcoholic drink. This is not alcoholic. This is 0%. But my God, have you tasted it?
Yeah. It's really... That does not taste like it's not got alcohol in.
Here we go. Cheers to 17,000 subscribers. Amazing. 17,000 subscribers. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It takes a bit of time to sort of process the numbers, and I guess I hadn't... We've been sort of... I always say we, because it does feel like everyone, not just me. We'd sort of plateaued a bit. During lockdown, I'd go up and I always do a live show to sort of celebrate when we hit a milestone. And during lockdown, we went up a good few thousand, and then it sort of plateaued for a while. But in the last sort of few months, I'd gone up sort of 60 odd subscribers a month, which was unheard of. So I don't know what's happened in the last couple of months. If you are new, and you joined in the last sort of few months, if you care to share with me where you found out about me, I'd be interested because, yeah, it's sort of, the whole time I've been doing BookTube, which has been, it'll be 10 years in May. I'd always been creeping up, and then over the summer, a couple of months, I went down a few subscribers. So yeah, so to go up sort of 60 this month, and I think it might be 100 this month, and then 60 last month would be interesting. But thank you so much for all your congratulations, and thank you for being here. It is now 7 o'clock, so hurrah! Hello and welcome. I went 5 minutes earlier because I pressed go live instead of was waiting for people to join. But here we are for a lovely cozy evening together. Oh, Pam, thank you. Pam, I think people are sharing in the comments whereabouts they found my channel and how long they've been here for, which is lovely. We are here tonight. We are gathered here tonight to celebrate 17,000 subscribers. Gathered here with a bowl of crisps and nuts at the moment. It's not time for the pretzels yet.
No, we'll save them for a bit later.
With a little Christmas bowl.
You go with your rum and coke.
To go with rum and coke. We gathered here tonight to celebrate 17,000 subscribers because if it weren't for you guys, there wouldn't be this. Well, would I have carried on with it, David, do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm very committed to the channel. I have quite a lot of sort of creative pursuits in terms of I think, oh, that would be a really good idea, and I go for it and then give up on it after a while. But this is the first thing that I've really stuck at, isn't it? It's my longest pipe dream that I've kept going. 10 years in May. So to be at 17,000, unbelievable. And to do this sort of little celebratory live show, like we were doing in lockdown, lockdown was horrible, but it was lovely to do a live show every Friday and read together and chat together and catch up on the weeks and just relax. It feels nice to do this. So, thank you so much for subscribing. Old or new, I've loved to have you. And thanks for watching and for commenting and for liking, and if you're over on Instagram as well, following me over there as well. But yeah, I've loved it. I've loved sharing books with you guys. What are you smiling at me for? I've loved sharing books with you guys. I've loved doing the Friday reading vlogs and how into it people have been of that, because I love doing those videos. I've loved growing the Patreon book club, which has been amazing. Some of you here tonight are in the Patreon book club, which is so lovely that you guys come along and support me on all of these things, which is so nice. But it's a joy. Honestly, it's an absolute joy to make it. And I work hard at trying to get out the 2 videos every week. And then when things happen, like this week with my camera breaking, it's back up and running, guys. So I'm filming today, so it's fine. The amount of care and worry I often get with people messaging me saying, oh, I noticed you didn't put a video up, or I haven't heard from you for a few days. Like, is everything okay? That's really kind, particularly when bad stuff has happened. David's dad was really, really poorly at the beginning of last year, and so many people contacted me and asked if everything was okay. And then when you found out that his dad was poorly, like, so many people were so kind and lovely about that as well. So it's really nice that it extends into my sort of personal life as well, because you never know how much to share online. But I'm really lucky that I've got a really cozy, lovely, kind, welcoming, friendly corner of the internet where we don't really have any bother, do we? I mean, I'm not inviting bother, but yeah, I think we've just got a kind little cozy section. And yeah, it's been lovely. And I think maybe because it has slowed a bit, and also you guys don't mind that I eat and talk when parts of members of my own family, including my husband, don't really like it when I eat and talk. Yum, yum, yum. Because it has slowed. Oh, the candles died, David.
Oh.
That was our Scandinavis candle, our favourite one. None of them unless I get one for Christmas. Because it has slowed, it does feel cosy, and it does feel sort of exclusive and nice. And yeah, it's been lovely. Let me have a look at some of these lovely comments. Birgit says, you're just really good at what you do, Lauren. I'm sure we're all grateful for all your hard work. Thank you so much. Karen said, I've read quite a few of the books you've recommended and recommended them to friends. Thank you. I love that even more. So if I hear that people are recommending the book that I've recommended, after they've read it, is just a huge thrill. Emily loves the reading blogs. Camilla's excited to be here. Sue says, I think bookish communities are usually lovely and supportive. Bookish people are our people, absolutely. Bess asked if I'm wearing new Christmas pyjamas. No, they're not new ones. I've had them. We've had them a couple of years.
We haven't. This is
We haven't worn them this year. They're Christmas dinner ones. David's also got them on. They've got they've also got dinosaurs on weirdly, but they've got these sort of traditional bits of Christmas dinner. So you've got
And
a turkey. Yeah, they've got that and dinosaurs. Turkey, Christmas pudding, carrots, Brussels sprouts, pigs in blankets, mince pies. Oh, a little headband, dealy boppers. So yeah, just Christmas dinnery ones. David bought them for us a couple of years ago. They're Primark. They matte. I love them. Oh, Liz has just said she's looking forward to Vlogmas every year. Well, there is no Vlogmas this year, but there we go. More on that later. Emily says, I have to thank you for getting me into the Archers. It's a joy to listen to. Oh, you're welcome, Emily. Chris says, your channel has been such a comfort. Look forward to every video, even if you haven't made any Jones. Yeah. Love that question. Someone asked me if I've met Gavin Jones. No, I haven't met Gavin Jones. Eva says, I've got some lovely memories from cozy reading nights during lockdown. Yeah, me too. It was a real moment of joy in the week and calm and felt normal, didn't it? Some of it felt normal.
News report.
David's news reports. Do you remember when he used to announce it? I think you even put a tie on for one of them, David.
I think I did. I really got into it.
Ali found me in lockdown. I'm saying love heart for me and David together. Bays, I'm going to say, if that is how I don't say it, then do correct me. Your content has helped me through the most darkest time of my life. Thank you so much for everything you do. Thank you for your lovely comment, and I hope everything is okay. Pam says, I have Christmas earrings that are T-Rex dinosaurs, but they have baubles on their back like Christmas trees. That's good. Sue says, oh, I'm interested in the Archers. How do I listen? Sorry if it's obvious. We've got a YouTube channel called All About the Archers. You can search for that on here. We put all of our episodes up on YouTube, or you can go and subscribe through your podcast provider. I listen on Apple Podcasts. All About the Archers. Type it in, you will find it. It's not available on BBC Sounds. That's the only podcast platform you won't find it in. Maggie says, good for you. Vlogmas causes you too much strain. Yeah, it did. And last year it almost gave me a breakdown. So I've definitely decided not to do it this year. Helen says, hi Lauren, congratulations on 17,000. It's my birthday today, so happy all round. Happy birthday, Helen. David says happy birthday. Outer Tuna Una found me through Jane Campbell. Devon says, I love having your old vlogs on in the background while I'm doing other things. They're like a comfort TV show. Oh, that's lovely. Because I love David even more so than me to rewatch something as a sort of comfort. That's what Christmas in a Day is.
Especially at Christmas.
Yeah. Wow, lovely, come on. Ginny says, just joined, but also love the cosy lockdown night. Good, Ginny. It was lovely to... I remember you being there. Carol says, whenever I feel lonely, you and Savage Reed get me through. That's so sweet. Pam says, I've just bought the 3 Laurie Gilmore books after watching you enjoy them lately. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading the Christmas one in December. Shall I talk through how the evening's going to work? If you'd like. There is a playlist going on in the background. That's Christmas Peaceful Piano that we like to listen to. So if you can hear some... That is what's going on. But let me talk you through. I've made a little... I asked for some questions and a lot of them sort of ran into one another and wanting to know Christmas plans, wanting to know Vlogmas plans and some other bits. Quite a lot of people wanting to know what our favourite films were of the year and stuff like that. So I've lumped it all together. So how it's going to run is we'll get kicking properly at sort of 7:20 once we've all settled in. I'm going to be crafting throughout. So do please join in with any crafts if you want. I'm going to be cross-stitch crafting. Now, I'm ready to go. I haven't started there. I'm all set up. I've got my threads. I've sorted out my threads because I don't have any of the actual threads you need. So I've had to go and find colours of the same ilk. And I'm going to be doing this, hopefully she's not watching, for my mum's Christmas present. I don't think she will be watching. She's probably watching It Takes Two. But I've been an avid reader of Cross Stitcher magazine for the last 3 months. We've had some lovely, lovely patterns and stuff out of this. And I'm doing lots of like individual initials for people for Christmas. For all of the children I know, for people that I work with, for me and David. And then I thought, oh, I haven't done anything for my mum. So I had a little flick through today because there's only so much time between now and Christmas and I've still got a lot to do. And found this in the Cross Stitcher magazine. Now, as I understand it, and I'm really pleased to hear from other people if you know otherwise, floss tube is the sort of booktube equivalent of cross stitching. And I'm told,
Oh.
yeah, you aren't to share patterns. So when you're talking about patterns and stuff, you aren't to share the actual pattern that I'm showing David now.
Oh, okay.
But you can show photos of what that looks like and your progress. And if anyone knows differently, because I know there are some floss tube watchers on here, then do let me know.
Interesting.
So tonight I'm going to start with this. So this is Snowflakes and Lace, which is absolutely gorgeous, and you won't be able to get the full works of it, but it's basically like this sort of like lacy snowflake pattern around on blue Ada, and then there's this central bit. Now I would love to have done that for her. I ain't got time to do that for her. So, but what they suggested is that if you're short on time, you could just stitch the central seam. So I'm covering that up there. You could just stitch the central seam. So that's what I'm going to do. It's a woman pulling a Christmas tree with a scarf on, walking a dog. And I think my mum will quite like it. So that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. We'll see how much I get done. But as it goes on, and also because I'm going to be chatting to you lot, reading the comments, etc., that's what's going to be going on. So I'm going to be crafting and cross-stitching throughout. So a few people have said they're going to be knitting, and yeah, what issue of the magazine is this? This is the November issue, and it's got this in it. But yeah, there's lots of, also if you're on Libby, my Libby, all right, Dappy, has all the back issues of this as well. So the stuff that I'm actually working on at the moment, I couldn't work on tonight because they're on Libby, which is on my phone, and I'm using my phone to chat with you guys. So yeah, I'm going to be cross-stitching throughout. We're going to have 2 reading sprints at some point during this to sort of honour the Cozy Reading Night sesh. So there'll be a reading sprint, they're 15 minutes each, one at 7:45 and one at 8:15. And then we'll sort of wrap it up at like 8:35 after the last reading sprint, so that David and I are ready to watch I'm a Celebrity at 9 o'clock. So yeah, so we're going to go at sort of 20 past, 7:15. We're going to go questions, the questions that you've asked me. We'll do a reading sprint at 7:45 till 8. 8 till 8:15, we'll do a few more questions. 8:15 till 8:30, we'll do a bit more reading. And then we'll wrap it up sort of 8:35 to 8:45. What do you think of all that, Daphne? Do you want to come over here and eat a crisp? Come on. Not interested. So that's the plan for the evening. How does that sound to all you guys? Devon says there's so many magazines on Libby. You can get old cooking magazine copies as well. All very useful. Yeah, I've only looked at... There's 2 cross-stitching magazines on Libby with the back, all of the back issues. But this is just my favourite. They have such good patterns, don't they, David?
They really do.
And like, David's made something for his nan out of there. So like, it sort of really spans, like, there's really modern stuff as well as like more traditional stuff. I love the little alphabets they do every month. It's a great magazine. Devon's saying there's BBC Food magazine. I'll have to have a look at that. Thank you for the tip. Mary Claire's World said, I haven't watched I'm a Celeb in years, but the cast this year is so strong. It really is. We're having a lovely time. And now Maura's in there. Maura's like my top babe. So I'm excited about that. Sophie said, question for you. Just got engaged and very overwhelmed with wedding stuff. How did you manage to arrange your wedding and keep it fitting your vibe and budget? Well, Sophie, I'm so glad you asked. One of the first things we did, well, we sort of got engaged and forgot about it for about 18 months, didn't we?
Well, it's different.
It was
for us
lockdown.
'cause it was COVID, wasn't it? So.
But one of the things we did, which did really help, was that David and I sat down and thought about all the sort of traditional things that happen at a wedding. First dance, speeches, bridesmaids, best man, cake, sit-down meal, and we sort of would list them, and then David or I would write down whether or not that was a hit, miss, or a maybe. No, hit, miss, maybe. So, for example, I didn't want bridesmaids. David didn't want a best man. And anything either of us said we didn't want, that was scrapped. Even if the other person said, oh, it's a miss for me, they'd be like, it's a maybe for me. You'd be like, well, no. If you don't feel strongly about it, get rid of it. So things like a cake. I wasn't that bothered about a cake, but David really wanted a cake, so we went for the cake. First dance, you weren't that bothered. I sort of wanted a first dance, so we went for that. Neither of us wanted speeches, so that worked out really well. That sort of whittled through and gave us a little look at what we might involve. And then we knew we wanted to get married at Christmas. So think about if there's a particular time of year you want to get married. And then think about the logistics around that. Like, it was freezing when we got married. There was snow on the ground. It was freezing. And David's mum and dad were kind enough to let us use their back garden and put a marquee in it. And what I'll also say is that we were really fortunate. David's mum and dad paid for that as well. So
Yeah.
work out, in terms of budget, work out what money's going where. Because we also had a party at the weekend that we paid for. And we knew we wanted sort of like pizzas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we were like, knowing that the pizzas would cost like, how much they cost? 800 quid?
Yeah, something like that. It was pretty reasonable. I mean, it
Yeah.
was a lot, but it was like 100 pizzas.
Yeah.
So it was pretty good in the end. I think the whole thing, I think it was like, come to like about 1,000. I think, but obviously bear in mind that's like their travel costs,
Yeah.
their actual like, so, you know.
But yeah.
I think we paying about 10 quid a pizza and they were really good.
And I would say take on help where you can. And do as much of it that you can. But yeah, work out what it is that you want first. And set a date. And then everything else should fall into place.
We bought everything second hand, didn't we?
Yeah,
So
we
it
bought
was a
loads
lot
of stuff second hand. Rachel says, I bought Cross Stitcher magazine because of you. Loving it, lovely. Ginny says, my Libby has January 2025 and Christmas 2024. Such a tease. That is a tease. And Sue says, now I'm interested in cross stitch. Congratulations, Lauren. I've been along with you since the Mickey Mouse wallpaper. Wow, that's from the beginning. And I just love you. Thanks for all you do. Oh, so sweet. Thank you. And Devon saying, I remember that wallpaper. And Beth saying that's a super practical way to do it, I think, in terms of the wedding. Marie Claire saying it's so important not to have things at your wedding just because you're of tradition. Yes, absolutely. And we had some chats with our family sort of early on. We'd always been very clear that we wanted a small wedding. And I think because we'd always been very clear about it. I mean, neither of our families are arseholes. Like, they weren't ever going to say,
No.
you've got to have this person there. But we were like, we only really want people there on the day that we love, like, and that we see all the time. So, yeah. Camilla says, I keep trying cross stitch and I go wrong every time. 5 stitches and I do 3. Miss a row, miss 2. Any tips on how you keep track on where you are in the pattern? Well, it's just counting, isn't it, David?
Yeah. If you go as slow as me, you'll probably
David
be
goes
fine.
very, very slow. He's also very, very neat. But I go wrong. Look at Daphne. What are you doing?
Where's your head? Oh.
She thinks she's... I think she thinks her paw's in a pencil case. There we go.
Cutie, not a smarty.
Cutie, not a smart. She's a cutie, not a smarty. Yeah, it's just counting, double checking your work. And you will get there eventually, but it's all of that. Dan said I had to pause at the start, so I'm watching behind, but just wanted to shout out, congratulations! Oh, thank you. Thanks, Dan. Chris says I can't get over how much they price gauge over wedding items. I was told that you tell places that it's for a kid's birthday party and the cost goes down tremendously. Yeah. When we
booked our venue.
booked the hall for our venue, we were just in like a local village hall. We were like, we're having a winter party. Just getting together. But they were really cool. Yeah, I'd definitely check out like village halls and stuff like that. Really reasonable. And we were going to go and see loads of village halls, but the first village hall we went to, they were like, yeah, you can decorate whatever you want. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, as long as you're out by this time, that's fine. And we were just like...
Yeah, they were cool, weren't they?
And they were super reasonable. It's like £175 for like the whole day.
Yeah, we got lucky.
So, yeah, check out village halls as well. Hopefully that's helpful to you, Sophie. Lovely. Right. I'm just going to get set up with a thread. And then we will start with the questions. And we're starting with Christmas. So let me get my pattern up. Also, look at these cute little scissors. They're not any good. They're not sharp or anything, but they're really good for thread. Have a bit more of me. Non-booze booze. God, that's so boozy. It tastes like mistakes. It tastes like I've made mistakes. Right, I've got my reading light on that doubles as a brilliant cross stitching light, so it might be a bit annoying, but it is necessary as well as being annoying. Let me just get my thread. We're gonna go for Love Heart. Love, not filled in Love Heart. This one. This is gonna form the coat. Dinky Scissors. Sophie says, I definitely don't want giving away or first dance or bouquet at all. I'm much more casual. £1,000 on pizza is money well spent in my eyes. Yeah. And we also had loads of pizza left as well, so we took loads home. I just thought, trying to organise a buffet and lots of different things, I was like, everyone likes pizza. And like, if you're a vegetarian, we can do your vegetarian pizza. If you're a vegan, we can do your vegan pizza. If you're gluten-free, we can do your gluten-free pizza. Right, there was just so many options, and they turned up, they cooked the pizzas
cool as well,
to order. Then anything that was left at the end, they just cooked loads of stuff, which we took the next day and watched the Strictly Final in the morning. And then they took everything away with them, so it's a really good
And we had
setup.
a donut Christmas tree.
Sue says, I did an informal bouquet toss to my cousin. She's been married for 25 years now. Well done, you. I didn't have a bouquet, did I? I didn't have any flowers. And we walked ourselves down the aisle, which was lovely. Right, let us begin. I've done a sort of cross here, so I need to work out. Right. We're going to go here. Lovely. The first stitch is done. So we're going to talk about Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. Is everyone feeling Christmassy? We haven't got our tree up yet. The reason we haven't got our tree up yet, because we normally definitely have our tree up, is that we're planning on getting a real tree this year. The last time we had a real tree, if you've been here for a while... Oh, no! It was in our first flat, so it was before I even started doing BookTube. Minnie got a pine needle up her nose, and it cost us £600, and we were in the vets, the specialist emergency vets, on the 18th of December. So we thought, well, we won't do that again. But actually, last year, Daphne, Debbie, that's you, isn't it? She wasn't interested in the tree really at all. She sat she sat on a present underneath it a few times, but she wasn't really interested in it. So we thought, well, David wants a new tree anyway, so we're going to get a new tree this year. And we thought, well, let's try a real one. So we haven't put the tree up yet because we don't want it to be dead come Christmas. So we're taking it sort of slow with it, really, aren't we?
Yeah.
But it will still be alive at Christmas. So we think we're going to do it next week. It's my birthday next week, so we've got the week off. So that's the plan for that. Tanya says all this pizza talk is making me hungry. Nice, I love pizza. We had pizza last night. I'm organising Christmas jumper day for my office, so I've been feeling festive today. Lovely. Can't beat the smell of a real tree, but I really can't be asked with cleaning up the needles. Yeah, that's the only thing. Although David does love to hoover.
I don't love to hoover.
Sophie said tree toppers, star fairy or something else. I'm feeling a disco ball star this year. That would be lovely. At the moment, we've got a pom-pom multicoloured star. But when I was younger, we always used to have an angel. Camilla says, have you thought of getting a tree in a pot? I think you can even hire them. Yes, we are going to get our tree from a local garden centre who deliver and take it away. We did consider one in a pot, but they are super expensive. And also we haven't got anywhere to put it afterwards. We don't have a garden. So we think we're going to just... And because we don't know if it's for us forever, we're going to hire one. We're not going to hire one. We're going to get one that's like a stump this year. We've got a friend who's going to lend us a pot to put it in. So if it doesn't work out and we need to get an artificial one next year, then we haven't invested loads of money in it and stuff like that. So that's the plan for this year. There is no Vlogmas this year, and I've been saying it sort of all year. So hopefully that hasn't come as a huge surprise to anyone. But yeah, it stressed me. It's such a lot. It's such a big undertaking. If you don't know what Vlogmas is, it's where you make a video every single day on the run up. It's like an advent calendar basically. And you make a video every day during Christmas. And I've attempted it a few times. The only time I've actually ever completed it was during lockdown when there wasn't all that much going on. So, but yeah, I didn't do it the year before last because we were getting married. But last year I got sort of halfway through and I just thought, this is too much. This is just too much. So we didn't do it last year. And I thought, I'm not even going to attempt it this year because it's not so much the filming. Well, it is. It's the filming. It's coming up with video ideas. It's editing them. It's getting them up at the time that you want them to be up. And yeah, and then working as well and trying to sort of enjoy this time of the year, which is my favourite time of the year. it just feels unnecessary, really. So there will be Christmassy videos this year, absolutely. The Friday reading vlogs will become festive Friday reading vlogs. There'll be a Christmas TBR, which is talking about all the Christmassy books that I hope to read in December. There'll be a Christmas gift guide, which is probably going to be books this year rather than other bits that go with it. And yeah, it will be Christmassy, it will be nice, but there will not be Vlogmas, which I think is sensible. So no Vlogmas, but hopefully that isn't that hasn't taken many of you by surprise, because I feel like I have been mentioning it a lot through the year, haven't I, David?
You have.
I actually feel quite excited at the prospect of no Vlogmas this year, going into it
Me
knowing
too.
knowing that I haven't got to do all of these things. And like I said, I'm off next week, so I'm going to film a couple of my Christmassy videos next week anyway, so that will be nice and excited and planned. Chris says, does your workplace have a white elephant or Secret Santa gift exchange? I've never heard it called white elephant before, but yeah, Secret Santa, I'm actually taking part in it. We've got we host a community group at my workplace where some old ladies come in, and they are old ladies, they're in like their 80s and 90s, and I'm part of their Secret Santa this year. They asked me if I wanted to be involved, and it's £5, but I've cross-stitched a lovely little Joy to the World lilac and blue cross-stitch that I've got to get put in a frame. And I think they're going to really like that, because old ladies love lilac, don't they? My nan loved lilac. It was her favourite colour. So yeah, so I'm quite excited about that. Helen says, I always put the twinkly lights up for my birthday, but actually decorations wait till December. I've taken up crochet, so I'm going mad for homemade decorations this year. I'm doing a crochet course next year. I'm so excited. It's always something that I've wanted to do, so I'm very excited about that. Mary Claire says, Vlogmas is a lot, especially with your job. Absolutely. The Beautiful Bookcase said, would love to see, if you have time, a vlog of getting the tree and decorating the tree and house. Yeah, that would probably come maybe in a Friday reading vlog or something, like rather than a dedicated video to it, it might just appear in other bits. So hopefully. Tanya says, Vlogmas isn't necessary. I don't like seeing people stressed out. Pam says much the same. Honestly, Vlogmas is too much, so stressful, and it's hard for viewers to keep up. Yeah, I feel the same as a viewer wanting to watch YouTube. A few Christmas videos in the month is lovely. Liz says, Christmas themed vlogs that aren't daily are just as nice. Absolutely. Rachel says, I'm going to miss your Christmas, your Vlogmas so much, but looking forward to some Christmassy videos. It'll be lovely for you to have a more chilled festive period. Yeah, I think so. And Tanya says, yes, a few festive Christmas themed vlogs are the same. Susie said, Daphne might be a bit more interested in a real tree. If that should happen, you might want to slice some lemons and oranges and place them strategically in the tree. Cats don't like the citrus smell.
Oh.
Is that true, Debbie? How do you feel about citrus?
So can you get a bit of lemon?
That's a very good tip. Thank you so much, Susan. Tigrit says, my cat actually chews on the tree. And with the real stuff being toxic for cat, it's no real tree for me. He thinks they're toothpicks, I think. So we're also not going to be in, like, we don't let her in here unless we're in here, usually. So that's just going to sort of be even stricter this year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, she's not gonna be here unless we're in here. So, yeah. That is the plan. Let me just do this little stitch. Bay says, I really want you to enjoy your favourite time of year. If you're able to make some videos, great. If not, then not. That's so sweet. I've had such fun learning, Lauren. You'll love it. I think that's about crochet. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. My mum tried to teach me crochet, and I've got quite a short fuse with my mother. So yeah, I was also doing it really, really tight. So yeah, they're going to show, I think it's going to basically be like how to make granny squares and then how to do more stuff from that. But yeah, I mean, maybe this time next year I'll be sat here crocheting, which would be lovely. So yeah, it's very good. Sue says, no need to stress during the coziest time of the year, but I really hope the taste testing video with David will be back. We're not doing a taste testing video.
No, not this year.
So I'm filming a Friday reading vlog today as well, because it's Friday, and we've just eaten some mince pies in that video. And then as we were eating those mince pies, I sort of decided, I was like, no, let's not do a taste test this year. So yeah, there'll be no taste testing, but there are past years of taste testing to watch. So hopefully you will find some joy in those two. I hope so. Yeah, and Em's asked the same, will you be doing sandwich taste testing? No, because actually, and I said this in the Friday reading vlog as well, that when I did the taste testing of the sandwiches, I ate so many of them that I couldn't even bear the thought of eating another Christmas sandwich ever again in my life. So yeah, I don't want to overdo it, do I? We just don't want to overdo it. Pam says, my cat used to just sit and look at the lights on the tree and his reflection at the baubles. I'll miss that so much this year. So cute. Oh, Pam, so cute, so cute. a few of you are asking about my new job. I do have a new job. It's still very early days, so I'm not going to talk about it lots because it's still really early days. So, yeah, I mean, so I'll get round to talking about it at some point. But yeah, I don't work for the NHS anymore. I now work for the council, but I'll get round to talking about it at some point. But now's not the time. Now is not the time. Karen said, what was the name of the book about the lady that moved to the Scottish Isle? I wrote it down, but I can't find it. I'm reading it at the moment. Pegs? I'm literally reading it right now. Storm Pegs! There we go. I knew it was in there. Bess asks, are you and David doing advent calendars this year? Yeah, we're going to do the same what we did last year, which is to... Sorry, this bit just involves a little bit of counting. So that, and then 1, 2, 3. We are going to be doing the same advent calendar that we did last year, where we go to, we've done it for the last 2 years, I think, actually, where we go to our local farm shop and buy some treats from there and then wrap them up for each other through the month. And then we have a month of like nice bits from the farm shop, which is going to be lovely. So yeah, we will be doing that. Skip that bit and then 2 there. We'll be doing that this year. So we're actually going to go to the farm shop next week and do it. It's really nice because like we eat breakfast in the farm shop, and then one of us goes and does their little shop, and then the other one goes and does their little shop, and it's really, really nice. So yeah, we are doing it this year. Do you know of a vegetarian mincemeat pie? I think the majority of them are, because suet isn't. So it used to be that the suet in the mince pie. So mince pies aren't mince meat. They're like, I don't know why it's called mince, but like raisins and things like that. But suet that is in there, that used to be made of animal fat, but now, as far as I'm aware, and I haven't checked for years. Oh, Daphne, that's such a lovely photo of her. I haven't checked for years, but mincemeat, the suet in mincemeat pies, like are usually vegetarian. So yeah, you've made me think maybe I need to have a closer look at those labels, but I hadn't even assumed it. I just assumed it. Sorry. What's your favourite part of Christmas and what's David's? Mine is definitely the cheese board and a frosty Christmas park run. Oh, that sounds lovely. And David's dad would love to hear that because he volunteers at park run and loves it. My favourite part of Christmas is the time that has now been named Betwixtmas. I love that sort of like quiet time in between Christmas and New Year where no one knows what day it is, and you've got new slippers and new books to look at and recorded stuff on the telly from that you haven't watched over the Christmas period, and you can have a bath in the morning and you've got loads of leftovers to eat and everything, and that just feels very, very special, lovely time for me. So that's my favourite part of Christmas. David,
Presents. No.
No, you say no, but you do love presents.
Oh, of course I love presents.
I also love presents.
I mean, unsurprisingly, I love all the food.
He loves all the food. What if you had to highlight, if there was one moment in the Christmas, if there's one food item for the Christmas, what would be exciting for you?
Oh, just leftovers.
Yeah, I do like a leftover. I'll tell you what I like.
Just a Christmas
sausage rolls, because my mum makes amazing
she does have
vegetarian
really
sausage
good
rolls,
veggie sausage
and
rolls.
they seem to be sort of endless. Like every
Yeah.
time I see her, there's loads of lovely
I'm
sausage
gonna make
rolls.
some meaty sausage rolls again this year, as your mum's making veggie ones.
And
I love the Christmas sandwich.
oh yeah, David does love a Christmas sandwich.
God.
He does. We found that getting a real tree as soon as we can and putting it in the water in our porch for a week keeps it much fresher than buying it later and putting it up. They don't get watered at the tree lot. Oh, okay, interesting. Thank you. We will do that this week. Well, next week then.
Yeah.
We're also, the room that we're keeping it in, this room doesn't get heated unless we're in it, so it's not going to be like, it's not like it's not on top of a radiator or a fire or something, so it won't dry out, hopefully. Pam's also saying she doesn't think there's anything meat related in any of them. Oh, people, but Devon calls the Betwixtmas bit Crimbo Limbo.
Oh, I like that. That's a fun name.
That's nice. Tanya's laughing at you saying presents. And Sue saying, I believe in the old days they were actually mincemeat and eaten as the main meal. Wow. Pam says, well, now we know why David chose a book called Gifts for Book Club.
Yes.
He does love presents. And Secret saying, yes, Nigel Slater talks about the history of the mince pie in the Christmas Chronicles. Yeah, I'm so behind on my Christmas Chronicles reading. I need to Go out for a nice long walk. I was going to do it today, but it was just too cold. And tomorrow I think it's going to be too rainy. Rachel asked, has David done his sweet table yet? No, you're the second person to ask that today. I recorded the Christmas episode of the Quick Book Reviews podcast today with Philippa. And Philippa asked if David had done his Christmas table. No, it's going up on the 1st of December, am I correct?
Correct.
That's going up on the 1st of December, so he will be doing it then. Oh, hold on. Has she gone wrong?
Yeah. Oh, well, we've already got a few bits though.
I think I've gone wrong. Oh no, I have gone wrong.
I bought
One
the
moment.
tubs.
David's bought the tubs and he's also been sort of like, oh bugger, right, sorry.
Because the tubs were on a really, there was a really cheap offer in Morrison's. So I
2 for
took
£9, I believe.
advantage. No, 2 for £8.
2 for £8,
Yeah, it's the
wow.
cheapest I've seen them. So I snapped it up.
Very good. Karen has said, my favourite part of Christmas is not having to cook in the days afterwards due to leftovers. Yeah, that is also a favourite part of mine.
Yeah.
And also, David and I are doing a lot of visiting this Christmas, so we don't have to host anything
That's
this
why I'll
year.
be taking my
So-
Tupperware boxes.
Yeah. I'm actually thinking of getting some new Tupperware
Yeah.
to take.
So fill them up, Mum.
Fill it up. But yeah, that's that's the plan.
Extra pigs in blankets for me.
Pibs. Did you see there's a pig in blanket restaurant that's opened in London, just selling pigs in blankets? It's run by Aldi
Where?
in London somewhere.
Oh,
Where?
I need to know where.
I don't know. I'm sure you can Google it and find out. Bessa said this show is making me feel very hungry. Yes. So yeah, so that's Christmas for us. I'm looking forward to it very much. And yeah, having a week off next week means that I can sort of ease myself into Christmas, which will be lovely. Ease into Christmas, let's ease forever. We can watch the snow fall forever and ever. We've also got lots of choir performances coming up for Christmas, which is lovely. And we're performing at Blue Water. So if anybody is local to here and can get to Blue Water on the 1st of December, we'll be performing in John Lewis.
Oh, that's when my sweet table's going up though. I won't be able to go now.
It's going to be doing that, so yeah. If you would like to, it'd be lovely to see you there. Yeah, we'll be there on the 1st of December in John Lewis. Come along and watch us. Teresa said, thank you for introducing me to Christmas Chronicles. I love it, and one of my friends that I gave it to years ago has become addicted to Nigel Slater and bought more of his books. Yeah, I'm absolutely addicted. And Nigel Slater's book that came out this year, Feasts. Is it called Feasts or is it called Feasts and something?
And he's got a couple of Christmas
Oh,
specials
yeah.
on BBC as well.
There's a couple of Christmas specials on BBC iPlayer, which we watched and we loved them. In fact, I wouldn't mind watching those again, David.
Yeah, we
They
definitely
were
will.
really lovely. So yeah, would highly recommend. He's just so calm, isn't he? He's just such a calm, unflappable, lovely man. Pam also can't wait for Gavin and Stacey. We cannot wait for Gavin and Stacey, Pamela. We're very excited about it. And I've just listened to Alison Steadman's autobiography, and she plays Pamela in the book, and it was making me feel so excited when they were talking about how she got the part and all of that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. 1,000 feasts. Thank you, Rachel. Yes, it's a great idea for a Christmas present. Like if you put that on your list and you get it, you're in for an absolute treat. Sue says my birthday is December the 28th, so the week between Christmas and New Year's is my favourite. Then some friends have the Orthodox Christmas in January. The more Christmases there are, the merrier. That does sound lovely. Oh, lovely. A very close birthday. I always consider my birthday to be so close to Christmas. David's mum's birthday is it the 22nd or the 23rd?
Yeah,
22nd. So hers is really close to Christmas as well. Right, hold on. She's got to do a little bit more counting. There we go. The coat's coming along quite nicely. I think I don't know if I'm really fast or if I'm normal speed and David's really slow.
Oh, I definitely.
Or if
you know
David's
I'm
normal
slow.
speed and I'm really
slow.
fast. And they've done a Gavin and Stacey documentary. Yes, we're very, very excited about that. And we loved the previous documentary that was on the Christmas special DVD, which we don't own anymore because it was on the iPlayer. So we were like, oh, we'll just get rid of it. And we've looked on YouTube for it, but we can't find it anywhere. Sad. Sophie said, if you watch an episode of Dave from the 4th of December, you're lined up ready for the Christmas Day episode. Oh, brilliant. But we've actually we watched them all again, didn't we, in like October, thinking, oh, we need to get ready. We need to get ready for it. There we go, and then 3 that
We
side.
probably wouldn't have been able to commit to that anyway. Not with
No.
I'm a Celeb on anyway.
The whole thing feels quite Christmassy, even like even without it being the Christmas episodes. Do
It's
you
just
agree?
homely, isn't it?
Yeah, very
It's just
homely.
really cozy vibe, that programme.
Very, very homely. Right. Shall we have a quick chat so far, David, about the best films we've watched this year?
Absolutely.
Before we do it, so we've got 5 minutes, and then we'll go into a little reading.
Yeah.
Are you going to read or are you going to cross stitch?
I'm cracking on cross-stitching.
He's cracking on cross stitching. Right. Okay. So, David, what do you think has been your favourite film you've seen this year, or some of your favourite films
Well,
that you've seen this
some
year?
of my favourite films. Let me tell thee. So one was what we saw the other day, which is the Pharrell Williams thing called Piece by Piece, which was very, very good.
David liked that a lot.
What else? Hold on. Just while I'm sorting my thing out. Also, American Fiction.
Yeah, that was one of my favourites as well.
Sing Sing.
Yeah.
The one set in the prison. That
We
was
went
good.
to see that for your birthday.
Kneecap.
Yeah. Northern Irish.
Yeah, Northern
rap
Irish.
film.
Bottoms. You wasn't that keen
No,
on
I
Bottoms,
wasn't,
but I
no.
liked it. Fancy Dance.
Fancy Dance. Yeah, we
Fancy
like that.
Dance, that was good. The Wilding. That documentary. I actually
Very
saw that
good.
twice at the cinema. Civil War. I thought was very good. With
we go.
oh my god, Kirsten Dunst. That was very good. Robot Dreams we liked, didn't we? The one that had no dialogue.
Yeah, I like that too.
All it really had was September playing throughout, didn't it? Really. Yeah.
Yes.
Lots. Lee was very good, wasn't it?
Yeah. If I can just have a little look, I have to remind myself.
Yeah.
And Bess has asked, we're going to see Wicked. Yeah, we're going to go and see it at some point next week
Yeah.
when we're off. My favourite, so I still think Belfast. I watched Belfast in January, and I still think that was one of my favourite films of the year. Absolutely. What else did I very much enjoy? American Fiction, Robot Dreams. These ones David's already said. I had a great time watching Challengers. David didn't like it at all. That was the tennis film with Zendaya. I thought it was great. I thought it was a bit like
I gave it a 1 star.
yeah, I
I
really
didn't like
enjoyed
it
it.
at all.
It was a bit like Cruel Intentions, like that sort of like sulky, sexy vibe. Enjoyed it a lot. What else did I love? We had a great time. This wasn't like one of my favourite films, but a great time. We went to our friends Kate and Alex's and
yeah.
watched Under Paris, which is the film about sharks being under Paris in the Seine when they're about to run a triathlon or something. And we just had a great time watching it. It was just really, really naff, but yeah, really enjoyable. I also loved Wilding, and we've recently watched Small Things Like These, which I really, really loved. I love The Outrun as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been some good ones. I
Will
need
and
to have a-
Harper. That
Yeah,
was
Will and
really
Harper.
good.
Yeah, I didn't love Will and Harper.
I thought it was very good.
Oh, The Teacher's Lounge as well.
Oh,
That was one we both
yeah.
didn't mention and how much we loved it. And then just before we stopped for a reading sesh, somebody else asked how many films we'd watched off of the list. So I asked people on Instagram what their so if they had like films that felt like Christmas films but weren't Christmas films recommendations, and I got about 50 recommendations, and I said that David and I plan to watch 10 of these before the 1st of December, and we've watched 8. So we've watched Chalet Girl, Bridget Jones's Diary, Planes, Trains and Automobiles, Perks of Being a Wallflower, The Favourite, Big Night, Little Women and Stardust.
But isn't there 2 films on there that we will probably watch after this? One of them is which is The Holdovers.
Yeah, so we definitely want to watch The Holdovers. I also definitely want to watch Joy, and that's sort of like slightly Christmassy. There was another one, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe I really want to watch as well. And
So excited to watch The Holdovers.
we will probably watch The Holiday at some point, which is on this.
Yeah.
And we'd already watched The Hobbit this year as
It
well.
sounds like him.
It sounds like him. Or Mr. Napkinhead. So yeah. But great list. Very much enjoyed that as well. Did anybody watch any of the films on the list?
Did anybody like Madam Web?
Let's have a look. I need to go see Small Things Like These. This was a good reminder. Yeah, it was it was heartbreaking, but it was absolutely brilliant. It's very hard to say like something like that was enjoyed.
And I will say it's only 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's only 90 minutes. But his performance as well, like he just plays a sort of sad man very well. So yeah, it was very, very good. Under Paris sounds like Sharknado. I've not seen Sharknado, but yeah, Under Paris was good fun. Really good fun, wasn't it?
It was.
I also watched the Christmas films on Netflix and they're all very meh. The Holdovers is fantastic. The Holdovers is so Christmassy, I need to rewatch it. Cillian Murphy seems like a perfect Bill. Yeah, it was almost like it was written for it. The only thing I will say is that I always imagine Bill Furlong to be older. So when I saw him, like when I heard that he'd been cast, I was like, ah. But then the film, he was just absolutely perfect in it. Yeah, The Holiday is absolute peak Jude Law sexy, isn't it? I would say he is sexier in that than he is in Talented Mr. Ripley, which is another film I watched this year that really, really enjoyed as well. So yeah. Oh, so Cillian Murphy got interviewed on the Blind Boy podcast about Small Things Like These. I will listen to that episode, thank you. I watched The Holdovers last year, it's fantastic. Have you ever read a Jenny Colgan book or been to Hay on Wye? Never been to Hay on Wye, but I have read, I can't remember what it was called, but it's like Midnight at the Christmas Bookshop or something like that. Hello. There we go. Right, okay. Shall we have a little 15-minute reading session? Just to... I'm going to move you over a bit because I need to make room for all my bits. But yeah, let's have a little 15-minute reading session or just a crafting session and you can sit and listen to the music. In fact, I really need the wee-wee. But yeah, I'm going to be reading Silver Sparrow by Tiari Jones. I'm not going to go into too much detail about this. This is the Patreon book club book for this month. It's actually, so in November for book club, we always reread one of my favourites because it's my birthday month and it's a treat to me. And this month's sort of like rereading theme was rereading lockdown faves. And I was delighted to pick these. And then when this won, a few people were like, we've already read that for Patreon Book Club before. So we've already read this for Patreon Book Club and discussed it. It was during lockdown, so it was like 4 years ago. But yeah, what I will say is that I'm really, really enjoying it. So I'm this much through. I've got probably just over 100 pages left. And I need to have it read by Sunday. So I thought I would read this one for the first 15 minutes. And then I've got another one to read for the next 15 minutes. So yeah, if you want to share in the comments what you're reading at the moment, then please do. But I'm now going to read until 8 o'clock. I'm actually going to wee first and then read until 8 o'clock.
Wee till 8 o'clock.
So just talk amongst yourselves while I go and have a wee and then come back and read. So boozy for not real blues.
Do you want a hot drink or are you sticking with that for now?
Are you making yourself one? Do you know what? I'm actually okay. Thank you.
But pass me your tin. Oh, you still got some nuts left. Took me all that.
It's 8 o'clock, my friends. That was lovely. Thank you for a little 15-minute read. We'll do it a little bit. We've got another one coming up in merely 15 minutes. Lovely. Yeah. Thank you. That was helpful. And then I'm going to read something else for the next bit. But let's get back to the questions. Find more questions. Okay, so yeah, then there was a whole selection of questions. Oh, let me get my cross stitch back. Then there was a whole selection of questions on the channel and the BookTube channel and how long that's been going, everything. And somebody wanted to know the sort of history of the channel and how I got into it. So if you've been here a while, you may well have heard this before, but here we go again. I was looking for something to read. And I typed in reading vlog, what to read next, and it came up with a page from the Book People. If you're in the UK, you might recognise the name of the Book People. When I was younger, they would come to the school and sell books in like these big cases that had all books in, which was lovely. But yeah, they sold sort of very cheap books online, and they had a page with like 10 booktubers on it, which I'd never heard of, and their videos. And I watched the first one, which was Sana from Books and Quills. And she doesn't make as many videos anymore. But she's got a lot of subscribers, and that she was the first person I ever watched. So I watched her video, and then there was videos of her with Jean, and Jean was also featured on that page as well. So I then started watching Jean's videos and things like that. And I very quickly, as is the way with myself, I was instantly like, I could do this. And David was working in a school at the time as an IT technician, and they had like a little tiny camera that he borrowed and brought home, and I filmed literally that week. So like, I can't remember what the days were, but I like watched the videos, and then I was like, I can absolutely do this. And then I filmed a video and called it June TBR, but it was actually a book haul. Or was it the other way around? No, I think it's yeah, so there we go. And I'm very, very nervous. It's still available, that video, if you want to go and watch it. My first ever video. But I really give it a good go, and I was really up for it. So yeah, and then, I mean, the first sort of year and a bit, this was with the Mickey Mouse wallpaper. Somebody mentioned that earlier. And yeah, and I just sort of really went at it. And for a long, long time, you're just sort of just talking to nobody, or occasionally like your mum will watch your videos, or someone that you work with or something like that. But then other people started watching them, and then I became friends with Mercedes and Simon and Jen, and like then you do a few videos with those people, and then things get a bit bigger because of that. And yeah, it all sort of happened like that. And yeah, it's been really nice sort of meeting people over the years. And like I said, my bestest bit is when I recommend books and people get back to me and say they loved them, or they hated them, or they've recommended them to other people. Like, I love all of that. So yeah, that's the sort of history of it. And then I started filming on my phone, and then I got a camera. David bought me a camera for my birthday one year, which was amazing, and I really, really was not expecting it. And that really changed things, because then I could do a lot more vlogging, and the quality was much better. And I got, when my nan died, she left me some money, and I bought a MacBook, which is still the same MacBook that I'm using now. It's getting a bit old now, to be honest, but then I was able to edit on iMovie, which I was certain was the best thing to do, and it stressed me out so much. But yeah, I got there. So yeah, and now here we are, almost 10 years in. So that's what's been going on with that. I'm so glad you recommended the Cazalet Chronicles. That's going to become a favourite series for me. Yeah, absolutely. And people keep telling me, which I'm very, very excited about, is that another author is continuing the Cazalet Chronicles series. So I am so pumped about that. And I was actually thinking, and the first one's out in 2026, and I was thinking, oh, maybe next year I'll reread them. But if they're coming out, it depends when they're coming out, when this first book's coming out in 2026. Like, I might read them like on the run up to that, so I can enjoy them. But yes, very, very excited about that. So yes. Floss tube. So a few people asked if I would consider doing some floss tube videos, which is the sort of cross stitch equivalent of BookTube. Now, I have subscribed to a few FlossTube channels, but I haven't watched anything yet. So when you say like what sort of videos do FlossTubers do? If anyone here watches FlossTubers, and yeah, what does it sort of involve? I'd be very interested to hear what it involves. And I need to watch some myself. So yeah, I'm not ruling it out, and I will do. Like I quite like doing this sort of thing, like an evening where we can just craft together, and I think maybe in January and February when everyone's got a lot less money and not much going on, and the nights are cold, so maybe I'll do a few of those then. But yeah, particularly interested in anyone here watches FlossTube and whether or not I would do some videos of that. The only things I have watched have been videos made by the Caterpillar Cross Stitch YouTube channel, and that's been just sort of tips and things. Like the most recent video I watched on there was how to cross stitch with dark fabric, and he was saying you sort of need to uplight it or put your like a sheet of white paper, or if you've got an iPad, put a blank, take a photo of a bit of white paper and do that way. And yeah, so like sort of tips and things. But yeah, would be interested in what actual FlossTube does. Megan saying, can you do a month of subscribers choose my books? Yeah, I mean, the thing is with things like that, Megan, is that that's not guaranteeing that I'm going to love all the books. I really want to enjoy my reading. So I don't even really stick to my TBRs. So sticking to TBRs suggested by other people isn't always conducive to sort of good reading. So yeah, it's definitely a great idea and something I'll consider. But yeah, so nobody said anything about FlossTube, so maybe the people that were asking aren't here, but I will continue. Somebody asked about the editing process. So as I said, I've currently got a MacBook which I edit on iMovie, which is free. David, you don't rate iMovie all that much, do you?
Well, no, that's because I use Premiere Pro.
David uses Premiere Pro, which I'm told is really, really hard work to learn. Is that true?
I mean, yes and no.
It costs a lot of money, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, so I probably won't be getting that. But yeah, I edit on iMovie, which did take me a lot of things. And it is quite basic, like the things that you can do. So I can add like, so if you've watched my BookTube, if you've watched my Friday reading vlogs, you'll know that I put a little panel across the bottom here that says the question. I can add sort of like pictures in pictures when I'm talking about the book that I'm reading, or the book that I've read when I'm doing my wrap up. Like I can make that appear up there. I can insert sort of videos and songs and things like that. But yeah, that's about as details as I've looked into it. I'm sure there's more you could do with iMovie. The actual processing of the video is the bit that takes the time, because now we've got super good broadband. It uploads in sort of 15 minutes. But now, because my laptop's getting old and my storage is sort of add it, I have to wait for the video to sort of process, and then I have to save it, and that takes another bit. So like in order to process like a Friday reading vlog, it would take like over an hour to process that video before I can even upload it. So that's what takes a bit of time. So just a little insight into the editing. But yeah, I appreciate when people ask me about the editing, because I'm like, yeah, I never think, just like when you're watching telly, you never think about like the post-production.
It always goes underappreciated.
Well, not underappreciated, but just almost forgotten. Yeah, I suppose underappreciated, like not even happening. David is a video editor, so he understands this. Chris says, I would choose a reread of Western Lane for Lauren just because I'm a bit of a troublemaker. Yeah, I didn't like Western Lane. I found it a bit boring. So I picked up Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Very good. Oh, there's people here who are from the same place. They're asking. We edit our TV shows and movies on Premiere Pro, so it's pretty pro in terms of editing. Oh, great. Lil's Vintage Words says, so with FlossTube, they do videos showing what they've recently finished, what they're currently working on, hauls of kits and magazines, etc., and stitch-along videos, so real time, and we all stitch. Oh, that sounds lovely. Yeah, maybe that, I mean, I guess that's sort of what's happening right now, isn't it? So, yeah,
cool.
That's definitely something that I would consider doing.
Oh, I don't think they could keep up with me, though.
No, they definitely wouldn't be able to keep up with you, David, definitely not. Have you thought of creating shorts out of your members' live streams to get extra mileage out of the content? I haven't, just because I don't have time. So at the moment, the output that I'm giving is what I can absolutely manage. Like, there's not much, and even then, like, so a video failed the other day because of some storage issues, and I just didn't have the time to re-edit it and put it out because I work evenings, late evenings as well. My job is very involved, and I'm also trying to spend time with like family and do the reading. So the reading that I want to do in order to do the BookTube channel also takes time. So yeah, so I'm at the very top end of what I can achieve at the moment. But I mean, I guess the longer I'm in my job, the more I will feel like used to it, I guess. Oh, hold on. Oh, hold on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, she's gone wrong. Hold on. That's because she's talking and not concentrating. So I need to go 1, 2, 3. So it's this next one. One moment. I bet this doesn't happen on FlossTube, does it? Then I'll do that one. Great. I've done quite a lot of this coat. I think this is what I'll continue with tonight once we're watching I'm a Celebrity. Deppy having a bit of a clean. Megan says, what's the best cover on a book you have seen this year? Would you ever want a home library? You have made me want to read Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I feel like I've got a home library, if I'm being honest. The Thousand Feasts by Nigel Slater is sort of beautiful inside and out, and I really like that naked hardback sort of foil covering. It's also hugely autumnal, and I really like that as an aesthetic. So I would probably say that, but also a book that I'm going to be reading over my birthday by Susanna Clarke, which is called, I forget the name, but it's called like Something in the Midwinter. It's that top blue book, David, on the library book pile.
The Wood...
At Midwinter, is it?
At Midwinter.
That's got a beautiful, in similar vein of like naked hardback, gorgeous cover, that sort of thing. So there we go. Would I want to do 100% BookTube? So I think in the past I've always said, no, I don't think I would. I quite like to earn a bit of money. But the more I sort of spend time in my pyjamas reading and doing that, I think, yeah, maybe I would want to do 100% BookTube. I think it'd be quite lonely, I guess, because you wouldn't have all that much interaction, but I'm quite okay with that. But in order to actually make it work, like, you earn very, very little from ads and things like that, and you have to back that up with Patreon and things, and that's what takes effort. I mean, I love doing the Patreon book club. I absolutely love it. But yeah, it's a lot. Hold on, has she done this right? Oh, yes, she has. It's a lot of work, is what I'm saying, but very enjoyable work, but it's a lot of work, so it would have to be worthwhile. And realistically, I think Mercedes and I worked it out once upon a time, and we said in order to actually make it work, you'd probably need 100,000 subscribers, which I'm only 17% of the way there, and getting lots and lots of views. But I'm quite happy with how things are going at the moment, if I'm being honest. Was there any more BookTube questions? Oh, the best thing that's come out of BookTube, I think the community, to be honest. There's not all that, well, no, I'm sure the community. So I don't have all that many sort of bookish people in my life, or people that read books. So it's really nice to have this sort of place where I can talk about the books I've read, or I can talk about a book that I've read and someone can think, oh, well, if she's read that, I read that and I really enjoyed this. So that sort of the recommendations on top of recommendations, and getting feedback from you guys, and hearing your excitement about things, and people saying they've read the Caslay Chronicles because I've read them and stuff like that. Like, it's all that sort of stuff that I love. The community is lovely, and like I said earlier, I feel like we've built a really cozy bookish corner of the internet, which has just been lovely. So yes, that is my favourite bit. It's also been really nice to like make bookish friends and like do visits with those people, like Mercedes and I when we went to the Cambridge Literary Festival, and like I've been away with Mercedes, Jen, Lauren and Jean. That was really lovely, and like up visiting Simon and his husband, and yeah, it's that's been really, really nice. Like, that's not as rife as it was once, because everyone's lives have sort of got more, and like there's more and more to it now, lives and etc. We haven't got as much spare time as we used to have, but yeah, that's been really, really lovely. Let's have a look. I was thinking it was very impressive how you were stitching and talking without going wrong. Well, I have gone wrong, but I mean, I still feel like it's going okay. Look, I've made this much coat, so I'm still quite pleased with myself. Oh, Simon and his mum's interview with Susanna Clarke was brilliant. Oh, lovely. I'll have to have a look at that. I'm so behind on my BookTube as well. And my podcast. How is David doing with his reading? Oh, I can tell you actually how many books David's read. So he's just finished The Farmer's Wife, haven't you, David, which you really enjoyed,
yeah.
Which was a non-fiction book that was shortlisted for the Books Are My Bag Readers Award, and David very much enjoyed that. He has read 8 books this year.
That was pretty good.
He's read 10 by Ryland, 3 Hours by Rosamund Lupton, Promise Boys by Nick Brooks, What They Don't Teach You About Money by Claire Barrett, Finding Hilderzay by Christian Lewis, he did not like that, A Slice of Fried Gold by Nick Frost, Northern Soul by Phil Earle, and then, which I haven't written down, is The Farmer's Wife. I can't remember who that's by.
No, I can't remember either.
So 8 books. What's been your favourite out of those? A Slice of Fried Gold?
Yeah, probably. That was really funny.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one as well. Very good. Nick Frost's autobiography.
I can't actually remember a couple of them books.
Oh really? Well, there we go. And he'll be reading the Christmas book before the end of
Yeah.
the year. So there we go. Right. Oh, we're supposed to be entering now another reading session. Do people want to enter another reading session, or do you want me just to finish off the questions that I've been asked? Because I've got a few more questions, and then we'll finish off with a reading session. As long as David and I are settled to watch I'm a Celebrity by 9 o'clock, are you happy for us to carry on a little bit longer?
Who, me?
Is everybody else? Yeah.
Oh, you'd go as...
Look at Daphne having a little clean over there. So yeah,
By
if
all
people want
means.
me to carry on, and
Chat to your chums.
then we can do we'll do the finish him. So let's have a look. I'm a bit behind in the live, but have you and David ever done the love languages test? No. Sounds like David's receiving love languages gifts. I would agree. I'd be interested to see the results of you to do it. The Susanna Clarke interview was with Women's Prize. She was writing something else in the Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell world. I've never read that book, and I must do, but I've heard it's very, very big. I loved Piranesi, like really, really loved it. So yeah, I need to give the Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell book a go. Thoughts on Strictly? Personally, I think Chris and Diane are amazing and improve so much. Yeah, I really, really hope Chris and Diane win. And I think if they get to this final, then they will win. But actually, this series hasn't been my favourite, and I found quite a lot of the other people who aren't Chris and Diane forgettable, and which is a bit of a shame. So yeah, that's it hasn't been my bestest series, and we actually haven't watched all that much of it live, have we, David?
No.
We seem to have been out and about a lot of it, and then caught up the next day and stuff like that. And we always look at the spoiler of who's gone before, don't we, David?
Yeah.
We just love the spoiler of who's gone.
Well, because we don't really care for this Sunday show.
I don't mind the
do
group
we?
dances on the Sunday
No,
show,
the
but it's
group
quite
dance is
drawn
alright.
out, isn't it? So
But my Strictly Flame is burning out.
okay, is it? Your Strictly Flame is burning out.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying finish the questions, right? Okay, so how do I stay off my phone and read? Well, this is really this year.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I've noticed that my scrolling has gone down so much because now
Yeah.
when we watch a film or when we watch telly, we are both cross-stitching, which sounds like there's other stuff going on, but you can see that I can do 2 things at once, and so can David. And I actually feel much more focused
Yeah.
when I'm watching a TV or watching a film
Agreed.
because I'm not scrolling on my phone. I'm doing this, I'm watching the film, and I feel like that. So I would say if you can get a hobby that involves using your hands, like cross-stitching, like crochet, like colouring, like Sudokus, then you will notice very quickly.
Oh, we have a new bedtime routine, don't we?
Yeah,
Which is
that's
lovely.
and you'll notice very quickly how your sort of screen time goes down a lot. And we've also got a new bedtime routine. David was sleeping very badly, and David's sort of phone habits are at bedtime were particularly bad, weren't they?
Yeah.
So David would fall asleep, or I would go to sleep, and David would be up scrolling through TikTok for up to 2 hours after I'd gone to sleep.
Yeah, sometimes
Like,
I think maybe.
and sort of like endlessly losing this time, and I could feel him like laughing as he was watching, and also having his phone so close to his face as he was doing it, and then like, I don't know why I'm not sleeping very well when I'm falling asleep with this big bright blue light in my face. So we've made the bedroom of an evening a phone-free zone. So any phone-related stuff we need to do, we do before we get into bed. So at the moment, I'm a Celebrity's on, so we sit here and cross-stitch, and then we have a sort of 10-15 minute phone session here. I set my alarm, I do anything that I need to do or whatever, and then when we go into bed, we put Christmas Peaceful Piano playlist on, I read, and David does a couple of Sudokus, and then we go to sleep. And the only phone-related stuff I do is to press play on a podcast, and I get that set up before I even go in there. And that's definitely made a difference in your sleeping, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've just been really chill about that, but also
It's nice. I like it a
it's
lot.
been really, really nice. So yeah, so we've been doing that. So that's something we've done. But I think the bottom line is, with in terms of like getting off your phone, like there's no one else who's going to make you get off your phone apart from yourself. Like you really need to make the effort to do it. It's not just going to happen. You need to make the effort to do it. And if that means finding something else to occupy your hands, just found a nut on the floor by itself, then that's what you'll have to do. But yeah, it's tough to get there, but I don't even really notice now. And when I have a look at how much time like I spend on my phone now, it's nothing compared to last year.
Yeah, I really like my bedtime routine.
Yeah, the bedtime routine's lovely. So yes, and then also something else I've noticed is that sometimes I would think, oh, I just need to look at that, or I just need to look at that, and then because I've told myself, no, I'm not going on my phone in the bedroom at night time, I'm like, no, you actually don't just need to look at that. So yeah.
Yeah, there's been times that's popped into my mind, and I'm like, I just want to check.
I just want to check, and you're like, no, you don't need to just check. But yeah, you very much have to self-police the whole thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be my. I mean, I'm not a bloody angel, like. I'm very bad on my phone. But something else that I've been doing for a few years now, and I really am pleased that I started doing it, is when I go to other people's houses, I don't even get my phone out my bag, because I'm there to see those people, and I don't want my niece to see me on my phone all the time, and I don't want David's parents to feel that I'm sat there on my phone all the time. So I very rarely get my phone out, which it is to the detriment of, like, because my phone is also my camera, I feel like I don't get as many pictures and stuff as I used to of stuff. But I'm much more present, so yeah. But again, that's something that you have to force yourself to do. I've actually noticed you doing that a lot more recently as well, David. Is that something you try to do?
Yeah, I definitely. I do admit I still have it on me, because sometimes, but I wouldn't get it out to scroll.
Yeah, you're getting it out to look at.
I would get it out if we were discussing something and be like, oh, like if we was like checking a date, or if we was talking about like going to see something, I don't know. Basically, if the conversation involved looking at something, then I would. But I wouldn't just sit there and be like, looking at stuff if people are like chatting and you know.
But again, that's something that you have to do for yourself.
Exactly.
Like no one else is gonna do that for you. So yeah, you have to really. It's a hard habit to break. Like we've all been on our phones, particularly like during lockdown. We spent like 2 years on our phones, so it's a hard habit to break. But there we go. Pam says I've left lunch with people before because they aren't even talking to me, just looking at their phones and texting. Yeah, I've definitely been in places where it has felt like that. So yeah.
Oh, when we went to a restaurant, there was a couple, and the guy, he had AirPods in
whilst he was eating dinner, and he was just like
I
watching something on his phone. Yeah, it was very bad. So yeah, but sometimes seeing something like that makes you realise how bad it can be.
Bad.
No, it makes you think, oh God, I never want to get to that stage.
Exactly.
But yeah, it is. But like I say, like it's only yourself who can change that. So, and like I'm not perfect. You're not perfect.
No, I still slip every now and again, but yeah, our little routines, as you said, like the cross stitching has greatly improved our concentration levels.
Absolutely. Let's have a look. Have you or will you see Paddington in Peru? We saw it at the weekend. We really enjoyed it. It was very good. It's not as good as the second one because nothing ever will be as good as Paddington 2. But it was very good.
But it's up there.
Yeah, and I think you'll enjoy it. We laughed a lot, didn't we?
Yeah, and then Olivia Colman is an absolute riot in it.
Yeah, she's very
brilliant.
good. She's very, very good. And Devon said, I've noticed when I'm around older, less phone-focused people like my mum and dad, then I rarely look at my phone. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Pam says, yeah, and sometimes if you get up to leave, it makes the person realise how much they're doing it. So I'm doing my bit for the community. Yeah, absolutely.
Like it.
Well done. Somebody else wanted to know what we were doing for David's 40th. It's David's 40th birthday next year. And we're going on holiday. We're going to Norway again, which will be lovely, on a cruise. We're going on a bigger ship this time, which will be interesting because when we went on the Aurora, it was, well, the smallest ship. So that'll be interesting, but we're very much looking forward to it, aren't we, David?
Certainly are.
So yeah, that will be going on. And then we're sort of in discussions about whether or not you want to have like a little barbecue or some sort of little do. But yeah, it won't be too big, but yeah, maybe something to mark the occasion as well as a lovely holiday, which I'm really excited about. Especially now, like when the new year rolls around, we'll be like, oh my God, we're going on holiday this year. So I'm very excited about that. we're still talking about phones. Laura said, excuse me, I started putting my phone in a drawer at home so it's out of reach. Now I hardly ever scroll. Yeah, it is about putting it somewhere else as well. Marika says, I find my parents are the worst for mindlessly scrolling. My dad is particularly
Your
bad.
dad is very bad, yeah.
I catch them all the time while watching TV or at the dinner table. They're as obsessed as teens. Yeah, my dad is very, very bad.
He's a cheeky boy.
He's also got games on his phone as well, so he plays a lot of games on his phone too, which is very bad. Paige Turners with Katia says, I have to get back into cross-stitching. Yeah, it's life-saving. Are you going to Norway for time to see the Northern Lights? I don't know that we are. We're going to be there in September, so I don't know that we will be there. But there we go.
I doubt it.
What have I put there? Saving. I was like, saving what? A few people asked how saving was going. Yeah, we've been doing really well. Like, the plan was not to buy any new clothes this year, and we were really looking at our spending, and we were being quite, we were sort of checking each other on it as well, weren't we, David?
Yeah.
And we'd be like, we went through a stage which we do need to get back into, but it's sort of Christmas and birthdays has happened, and I think that made us fall out of it.
Yeah.
But we were like, if we wanted to buy something, we would text the other person and be like, look, I'm thinking of buying this. Do you think it's a good idea? And like, we'd either okay it or not okay it. And yeah, it just gives you an extra sort of like check-in level. But yeah, we've been very, very good at saving, and I'm really proud of us actually.
Yeah.
At how much we've achieved. What do you think?
Yes. Very much
I think
so.
we've been very, very good because we're
Yeah.
both daft with money,
It's
and we
hard.
always have been, like even before we knew one another. So they're whole new habits we've had to learn. But yeah, actually, when you stop and think about it, what we have managed to save this year, along with everything else that's been going on, like we've done really well, I think. So
Yeah.
well done us.
Cheers.
To us, boozy but not boozy. What is the name of the playlist we're listening to? It's lovely. It's called Christmas. Oh, thank you. Pam's also said it's called Christmas Peaceful Piano, and it's on Spotify, and it really is lovely. And we listen to it every night when we're going to
it's
bed,
lovely.
and we always listen to it from the start.
I tell you what,
And the first 3 songs are lovely, and like almost like a ritual or a routine to get us into sleep, which is lovely.
Nice.
So yeah, so it's weird to. I mean, we've been listening to it for an hour and a half now, so. There we
Yeah,
go.
this is unheard of. It's unheard
Rachel says my mum is terrible for scrolling, and then she says she doesn't have time to read a book. Yeah, that's my mum.
Yeah.
Others do say that. I haven't got time for that. Or people say to me, how do you find the time to read? And I'm like, well, I don't look at my phone when I'm in my bedroom, or like I'm very good at not looking at my phone nowadays. I was listening to it today at work to concentrate. Yes, it is lovely and calming. Right, so those were all the questions. I have got just a few things to mention before we get into the last reading thing. I'm very pleased with how much this little coat's gone. Look, it's got little... That's like the pockets and everything.
Oh, it's nice.
Cute. So, first of all I've mentioned Patreon Book Club a few times tonight, but there is still time to join in time for Patreon Book Club. I haven't got the book. Let me just... Sorry, 2 seconds. Let me go get the book. David, can you reach... No, you can't. I'll get it. This is... I mean, I had everything else ready apart from this. 2 seconds.
Oh, Holly and the Ivy.
Hi. So yeah, we're meeting for Patreon Book Club the last Sunday before Christmas. I believe it to be the 22nd of December. Yes, it is, because it's David's mum's birthday. We are reading Gifts by Laura Barnett. There's still time to join. If you join, you can come along this Sunday and join in for the chat, or just sit in on the vibes for Silver Sparrow of Tiari Jones. That's been happening a lot more this year, which has been lovely, that if people haven't finished the book in time, they just come along for the bookish chat. And there's always... I always do 3 questions. So we talk about general thoughts about the book, and then there's 2 questions specific to the book, and then 1 more general about the theme or about a plot line or something like that. So even if you haven't finished the book, there'll be a question you can join in on, or it's just nice to listen to like bookish chat sometimes. So yeah, if you would like to join, there's nothing at the bottom of this video because there's no blurb, but if you look at the bottom of any of my other videos, it will mention there about Patreon Book Club, and you can join, and it's the $5 a month tier. Some people just join for Christmas. It started as a Christmas book club, and then they enjoy it so much they hang around for January. I can't tell you what January's book is yet because it hasn't been decided, but it will be the theme that we do for January, which we've done for the last few years, will be a 2024 release. So a book that was released in 2024 that maybe I haven't got round to, or we'd like to get round to, or something big. So there we go. So yeah, we're discussing this on Sunday and this on Sunday the 22nd. Gifts by Laura Barnett. If you'd like to join us, please do. I've seen there's some lovely, Pam saying join us. Love Patreon book club. Jenny saying I love it too, so friendly. And then, as I said, I've noticed a lot of names in the chat tonight who are people from Patreon book club, so thank you so much for your ongoing and wonderful support. I come on bended knee asking for a little bit more support because this week I am filming a video, a Friday reading vlog. But at the beginning of that Friday reading vlog, there's a very, very small section which is a collaboration with Wild, you know, the deodorant people. And they have kindly reached out to me and asked if I would do a sort of partnership with them. And that video will be going up on Wednesday, on my birthday. Those sort of collaboration videos, they really matter for future partnerships because you want to get a good engagement level. So even, I'm not saying please go and buy deodorant and shower gel, although I would do because I do really rate their deodorants and shower gels, but even just a sort of engagement in that video, likes, views, clicking on the link, like I would really, really appreciate some sort of like, or just a comment in there and just stuff like that, just as a sort of like supportive thing. So it won't cost you a thing, because if you want to buy the stuff, then please do. I really would recommend it. And I've got a 33% off discount code that is really a good deal. But even just sort of like click-throughs and things like that, they really take that into account. So especially with bigger brands like this, where you want to get a sort of regular thing going with them, it will be lovely. So that is my come on bended knee. And then the last thing is also, it's not a come on bended knee, but every time it happens, I'm always so amazed that it happens and it's so lovely. But I do have an Amazon wish list. If anybody wishes to treat me to something for birthday or Christmas, there's an Amazon wish list. Again, it's normally at the bottom of videos. It's not at the bottom of this one, but any other video. And yeah, people often say, how can I support you? And if they don't want to do the Patreon, because I understand if you don't want to, sometimes you're worried about signing up for something for a month in case you forget to like cancel it or whatever, but there is the Amazon wish list as well if you wanted to. So those are just ways you can support me. And I just thought I would mention it at this point because I like to support other content creators as well. So, and it's nice to hear the ways that they would prefer that to happen. Something else I must get onto, because a few people have asked me about this and we've just started doing it for All About the Archers, is there something where you can buy someone a coffee? Have you heard about this, David?
No.
There's a few things where you just tip somebody like a really small one-off amount, like the equivalent of a cup of coffee. There's a couple of platforms that do it. One is called Ko-fi or something.
Okay.
But yeah, I might do that on the run up to Christmas as well, because a few people have said about that. So there we go. Those are just a few ways that you could support me should you wish to. Sylvie says, Lauren, you are the coziest person to listen to. You could read a book for 2 hours and I'd listen. Oh, I'd have a voice gone at the end, wouldn't I? Jenny says, happy birthday for Wednesday. Thank you, Jenny. Pam says, well, this is weird. I was just thinking about trying a natural deodorant this week. A discount always makes it easier to have a try. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that video will be going up on Wednesday. And actually, they've got some really nice seasonal scents out at the moment. The Enchanted Forest one, I mentioned this in the video, but I wasn't just doing it for the chat. It is so gorgeous, the smell. It's like fir and pine, and it smells like, it's got top notes of frankincense, and it smells like heady and lovely. And I also really like the Sugar Plum Fairy one as well. So there's two. Sue says, yes, I've seen that on Miranda Mills's channel. I think that's talking about the coffee thing. So I do need to look at that because a few people have asked me about that. And we're doing it for the All About the Archers. Happy early birthday, Lauren. I've just noticed Wild of a collaboration with Emma Bridgewater. That's my sign to buy. That's what I'll be showing on Wednesday. So yeah, so if you'd like to do that, then just wait until Wednesday and use my link, and that'll be amazing. So there we go. So yeah, there are always those ways, and always Gusto as well. David and I eat Gusto every week. So yeah, I always say, if you wanted to support me, that puts actual food on mine and David's table. So there we go. So there's just a few ways of supporting if you would like to, and absolutely no obligation. You just being here and watching the videos and liking is just amazing. But yeah, if you wanted to support in another way, then please do consider those. Right, should we have a last 15-minute reading session? I've got a peanut lodged. If we call it 8:35 now, and we'll read until 8:50. I am now going to be reading The Parasites by Daphne du Maurier, which I am having a blast with. I'm really, really enjoying this. It's so exciting because Daphne du Maurier has written my favourite book, which is Rebecca, and I've also loved other books of hers, like My Cousin Rachel, The Scapegoat, and then I'm really having a great time with this, which is about a set of 3 children. They're adults now, but their parents, they had a sort of like bohemian upbringing, and their mother was a dancer and their father was a singer, and it starts with them sort of lazing around in this house during the summer, and the oldest child's husband just sort of turns on these three siblings and says, oh, you're parasites, and all, you've never done anything good in your lives, and all of this. And then we're going back and hearing about their childhoods and why they might have become so sort of self-involved as they are. But yeah, I am loving it, and it's so exciting to read a book by a favourite author when you haven't even heard all that much about it. So yeah, I'm having a lovely time with it. So yeah, I'm going to read for 15 minutes now. If you would like to pop in the chat what you're planning on reading next, if you're not reading for this bit, or even just so you can let us know, just pop in the chat what you're planning on reading next. So I am now going to read this for 15 minutes. Are you making another cuppa, David? Oh, lovely. What's she got? Oh, she's got Tweety Bird. Oh, Tweety Bird stopped making a noise. Good news. Oh, do you want to take that as well?
Oh, yeah.
Are you killing Tweety Bird? Tweety Bird is tweeting. I'm going to have to take it away from her, aren't I? Do I have to take that off you? I'm taking that off you. I want it. It's too noisy. This is Tweety Bird. Tweety Bird can go there. Tweety Bird started tweeting again.
Oh,
So
good.
I had to take her away.
Oh. Do you want some more nuts?
Did you take your tablets, baby?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Oh, tweets. Thank you. Oh. Well, there we go. It's 10 o'clock and all's well.
10 o'clock.
It's not 10 o'clock, it's 10 to, sorry. Oh, I almost frightened David that he hadn't watched I'm a Celebrity.
My boys.
He's missed the boys. So yeah, so thanks for joining everybody. That was a lovely little reading session we've had and some nice catch-ups. One more thing I forgot to mention about Patreon and Patreon Book Club and also for the Patreons that are here is that there will also be a Patreon cozy reading, Christmas cozy reading night, which will run much like this but with more reading. It is 10, I know I said it was 10, but I mean it's 10 to. So yeah, and that'll be happening. I haven't set a date for that yet because I'm just trying to finalise some stuff with work and then I can dedicate an evening to it. And it will run like, yeah, a lot like this actually. Oh shit, she's lost her thread. We'll be cosy for 3 hours and doing some reading and everything like that. So yeah, there we go. But thank you so much for coming along, everybody. It's 129 of us here. I think at one point I looked up and saw it was like 160 something. So, yeah. And I finished in time for I'm a Celebrity. So it's all worked out wonderfully. Thank you so much for all of the support and kindness and kind words and views and likes and, yeah, just being there. It's just been
And
really,
thank
really
you
lovely.
for giving us lots of lovely content.
And thank you for... Oh, who, me or them?
You.
Oh, thanks, David. You're so sweet. He's a nice boy, isn't he, young David? And yeah, and I'll see you again soon. I'll see you Wednesday for another video. And yeah, I'll see you when it's 18,000. Probably this time next year. No, maybe we'll speed it up. Maybe it'll speed up now. Yeah, I'm just going to finish this line and then I'll say goodbye. So, do you want to get the telly ready, David?
Always.
God, I've loved listening to that playlist for 2 hours, though, haven't you? Very, very nice. She's finished the line. Goodbye, goodbye. Thank you so much, everybody. Mwah, 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 mwah.